I never expected that a simple night out with my wife would spiral into something that would change our marriage forever. We'd been together for 7 years, married for 4. And although things weren't always perfect, I believed we had something real. At least, I thought we did, until that night. It was a Saturday evening when she told me she was going to hang out with her girlfriends. That wasn't unusual. She often went out with them, and I never minded. I trusted her. But when she came home later than usual, her behavior was different, cold, distant, almost rehearsed. She sat on the couch, avoided eye contact, and said, "We need to talk." My stomach dropped. She looked too calm, like she had planned this in advance. I sat across from her, confused and nervous. Then she said the words I didn't see coming, "I think we should break up." No emotion. No tears. Just a straight-faced delivery, like she was reading a script. I was stunned. "What? Why?" I asked. She shrugged, like it didn't matter. I pressed her for reasons. She gave me vague answers. "We've grown apart. I need space. I don't know if I'm happy." None of it made sense. Just 2 days ago we were planning a vacation together. Her sudden change felt too forced, too unnatural. That night, I couldn't sleep. Something didn't sit right. Her words, her expression, it felt like she was putting on a show. And then I remembered something. One of her friends, Tara, had always disliked me. She constantly criticized men, encouraged breakups, and treated relationships like games. I decided to dig a little. The next day, while she was in the shower, I noticed her phone buzz with a group message. I didn't usually snoop, but my gut told me to check. What I read made my blood boil. It was a group chat with her 3 closest friends. The latest messages were all about the plan. One friend wrote, "Stick to the fake breakup, let's see how he reacts." Another said, "If he begs, he's weak. If he walks, maybe he's not into you." They were treating my marriage like an experiment. My wife responded in the chat, "Okay," I told him. He looked hurt but didn't fight back yet. My heart sank. So it was all fake. Just a twisted game set up by her so-called friends. Instead of confronting her immediately, I decided to act smart. I needed to turn the situation around in a way they wouldn't expect. I wanted to teach her a lesson, not with anger, but with control. I packed a small bag, left her a note that simply said, "You're right. Maybe we do need space." Then I walked out. I turned off my phone and stayed with my cousin for a few days. No messages. No calls. Just silence. By the 3rd day, her texts started pouring in. "Where are you? Can we talk?" I think I made a mistake. I didn't respond. I wanted her to sit with the consequences of her cruel little prank. She called my cousin, who told her I was fine but didn't want to talk. That drove her crazy. Suddenly, her plan backfired. She wasn't in control anymore. She was panicking. On the 5th day, I returned home. She ran to the door, tearful, desperate. "I'm so sorry. It was just a stupid thing we did. My friends said it would be harmless. I didn't think it would go this far." She looked ashamed. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I just looked at her and said, "You treated my heart like a toy. You let your friends test me like I'm a lab rat. And now you want to undo it." Her face turned pale. She couldn't even respond. I told her I needed time. Real time. Not some fake test or manipulated drama. I said I was leaving for a while, indefinitely. That I needed to figure out if I could even trust her again. She begged. She cried. But I didn't flinch. I could see the regret in her eyes, but it wasn't enough. The damage was done. I packed again and walked out. Her friends. I sent each of them screenshots of what they wrote and added a message. "This is what destroying a marriage looks like. I hope you're proud." I blocked them afterward. For the next 2 weeks. She kept sending messages, letters, even showed up at my workplace once. But I ignored her. Her apology was too little, too late. Eventually, I agreed to meet her. Not to fix things, but to let her know where I stood. We sat across from each other at a coffee shop. She looked tired, broken, humbled. "I was stupid," she admitted. I let them convince me it was just a harmless test. I didn't think I'd lose you. I looked her straight in the eye and said, "You didn't lose me because of a test. You lost me because you chose others over the truth." She tried to defend herself, but it was no use. The trust was gone. Love can survive mistakes, but it rarely survives betrayal. I walked away that day knowing I did the right thing. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I let her see the consequences of her own actions. She ran away in shame, not because of what I did, but because she finally saw what she'd done. And that, I realized, was the real test. Not the fake one she tried to pull, but the one life handed her back.